Petersburg football did not make the playoffs this year, but the Vikings already looking ahead to 2018. That's when Jacob Hartman will likely contribute for the third straight year as a starting QB. He's really good at reading lips, but that's a talent born out of necessity.
Friday nights at Petersburg High School sound different to Jacob Hartman. They sound like this.
You prefer Fridays?
You live for Fridays.
Jacob actually contracted meningitis, spinal meningitis. That's what caused his hearing loss when he was almost 6 months old. In the years ahead, when he was like 1 and 2, the communication got pretty rough. You know, he wanted things and I didn't know what he wanted, so there were times where we're all upset and crying because I have no idea what he wants.
What Shannon Hartman wanted was for her son to go to public school. She made the decision for Jacob to transfer from the school for the deaf when he was 7.
I didn't want him to live what I call as a silent world.
Jacob's first day at a public school felt like getting lost in a foreign country.
I'm nervous. I thought to talk to people.
How did you feel after your first day of school?
I'm really sad because it's very difficult from private school to public school. That's why I'm just sad.
Nobody knew sign language, none of his peers. It took about 6 months for kids to learn, you know, to be able to have discussions, that kind of stuff.
How long did it take for you to get comfortable in being in public school?
Probably a year. 1 year.
The football field became the place where being deaf didn't matter to Jacob.
I'm just very tough.
You don't feel that you're deaf when you're on the field. And that makes you happy?
Right.
It was like it came natural. It just, I don't know how else to put it.
I can eat the people.
You can hit people.
I thought about.
He had a strong arm, no question, but you know he had the ability to run very well. He moves very well. When we did competitions, he was always trying to win. You know, just that competitive nature and what you really look for in all players, but especially your quarterback.
Jacob became the starting quarterback for Petersburg High School in his sophomore year.
What was that like for you as a Viking to take the field for the first time as a quarterback?
I was pretty nervous.
Why were you nervous?
My first game.
The biggest thing was that first year, you know, you come in with a playbook and a frame of mind of how you want to call things and what you're going to name things, and then you have to change. You know, this kid is your future.
Jacob led the Vikings to 6 wins in 2016, marking back-to-back seasons of winning records under coach Kevin Board.
Really first half, Vikings down to score. Jacob Hartman to Cody Sutherland. It's a Vikings TD.
And we've had a lot of people come up and be like, I would have never known he was deaf if you hadn't told us. And that was my goal.
The Vikings not going quietly into the night. Jacob Hartman rockets to Jordan Hartman, a beauty gorgeous top 3 nominee.
When we first started talking about bringing him to public school was, I want him to look and be as normal as anyone else out there. I want him to fit in.
But instead, Jacob stood out, not for his inability to hear, but for his ability to throw the football. He broke school records his sophomore year, throwing for over 2,500 yards and 26 touchdowns.
My goal was I can't.
With Jacob's senior season ahead of him, the Vikings quarterback has his sights set on his next step.
Right now, he wants to go to JMU to play football. That's his goal. That's the only place he talks about right now.
It's difficult school. I was playing difficult school. That's why I went to play that.
That's definitely inspiring, just the plays he makes, you know, and I think that's probably attributed to his deafness. He has to feel everything. You know, he doesn't hear that edge rusher coming. He doesn't hear it, you know, so he has to kind of feel everything in the pocket. And when he can feel it collapsing and he steps up or scrambles and makes a play, you know, it's just incredible to watch. And people tell us that all the time, that you guys have more highlight plays in a game than a lot of teams will have in a season.
I'm proud that we've come this far, and that he set that for himself, and I hope he accomplishes it.
Love football. I love football.